get stuff done, Paul, and there'll be no charge for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
No problem.
Thank you so much.
We're live.
We are live.
Yep.
Still.
You all set up here for recording?
Hmm?
You all good to go?
It's going good.
All set?
Yep.
Call the regular village board meeting for May 20th to order at 6 p.m. Please rise and join me in the pledge. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And a quick roll call, please.
Trustee Howe.
Here.
Trustee Shaw.
Here.
Trustee Strauss. Here. Trustee Stein.
Here.
Trustee Gary.
Here.
And Trustee Brown is absent.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you all for coming out. We have a couple proclamations to start the evening with. First one, Garden for Wildlife Month proclamation. Whereas the Village of Wauconda recognizes that wildlife species are declining at an unprecedented rate, with 1/3 of North American wildlife species at an increased risk of extinction in the next coming decades. And whereas the Village of Wauconda is working to build a healthy, sustainable, and wildlife-friendly community, and whereas Garden for Wildlife Month is a national initiative of the National Wildlife Federation that empowers Americans to support local wildlife like birds and pollinators by planting native plants throughout the community. And whereas the Village of Wauconda encourages residents to participate in Garden for Wildlife Month and certifying and maintaining their properties as a certified wildlife habitat with the National Wildlife Federation. Now therefore be it proclaimed that I, Jeff Sodi, Mayor of the Village of Wauconda, do hereby proclaim the month of May as Garden for Wildlife Month. Proclaim this 20th day of May 2025. Next one, Village of Wauconda National Public Works Week proclamation. People, purpose, presence. Whereas public works professionals focus on infrastructure, facilities, energy management, and services that are of vital importance to Wauconda. And whereas these could not be provided without the dedicated efforts of public works professionals who are federally mandated first responders and the engineers, managers, and employees at all levels of government in the private sector, who are responsible for our nation's transportation, water supply, water treatment, and solid waste systems, public buildings, and other structures and facilities, essentials for our citizens. And whereas the year 2025 marks the 65th annual National Public Works Week, sponsored by the American Public Works Association. Now therefore be proclaimed that I, Jeff Sodi, Mayor of the Village of Wauconda, do hereby proclaim the week of May 18th through the 24th, 2025, as National Public Works Week, and urge all citizens to recognize the substantial contributions our public work employees make to protecting our health, safety, and quality of life. Proclaim this 20th day of May, 2025. Next is public comment. So public comment, you'll have 3 minutes to speak, and no action will be taken. David McArdle.
Thank you. Before my time begins, can I pass out two things?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. My name is David McArdle. I'm an attorney representing Chris Champas, who's here in the audience in the corner here. I assume you all know him or have seen him or maybe not. And we're here because we have a problem. We're not here to fight. I'm not here to get anybody upset. but you have Chris backed into a corner and we have to deal with it. And I wanted to talk to the people who vote, and we are exhausted talking to the staff, Chris is. So, here's my 3 minutes. The situation, as you may know, hopefully you know, is you have two options to deal with Chris's property on Liberty Street. You can either condemn it, which means paying fair market value plus relocation, or you can issue an occupancy permit. Those are the only 2 options. The option of standing still, which is what's happening right now, has to stop. We can't let it go forward. So either condemn it or issue the permit. And we'd like to know that by Friday. We'd like you to talk about it tonight. Everyone has enough detail to make that decision, either condemn it or issue the occupancy by Friday. Otherwise, next week, we have to file suit, force that permit to be issued, and for lost opportunity. We don't want to do that, of course. He's a businessman. If you want to condemn it, no problem, just do it. You can't stand still, and I'm sure you can understand that. The chart I passed out gives you an outline, a sketch of what happened. In 2018, these plans, and I have those plans, and it says on these plans, August 21st of 18, they were submitted to the village. These are the final set of building plans. And on September 19th, a month later, 2018, Village of Wauconda Building Department final plans approved and signed by Michael, somebody with a D, out of the building department. After these plans were approved in 18, he commenced design and construction of the improvements. He continued those through the end of 18, into 19, into COVID. Stopped. Lasted all through COVID, continued the interior work, continued to buy all the appliances and everything, and by the end of COVID, he was out $570,000 and didn't have an occupancy, of course. He applies for the occupancy in 23, after COVID's over, applies for the occupancy. Not only is it denied, but you enter a resolution in February 24 to condemn it, which is fine. But he's already relied on it. He spent $570,000 after the plans were approved, and he expects to either have an occupancy or deal with the condemnation. You've exchanged offers. You saw his appraisal of $900,000. The price tag is going to be north of $1 million somewhere. We need to throw in relocation. I mean, all the pluses and minuses of appraisals. We just have no choice. So we'd like the answer by Friday if you can give it to us. Thank you.
Thank you. Bill Ryan.
Good evening. I am another attorney that represents Mr. Champas, and I've had meetings with staff and meetings with Kelly, and I only briefly would like to add a couple things. In 2018 or 2019, when the village approved these plans, we had the same exact building and the same exact parking that we have today. The building hasn't changed by a square foot. It's the identical building, it's the identical parking. The village code for parking, to the best of our knowledge, hasn't changed one word. And in 2019, your staff approved these plans with 25 parking spaces and said it was fully compliant with your code. Now in 2025, same building, same property, same code, you're saying that he's got to have 32 parking spaces. There's no room for 32 parking spaces. He can't use his building if you're going to make him have 32 parking spaces. So this man who relied on your permits, who spent $570,000 for the last year plus, just paying real estate taxes on his property, he can't use it unless he's able to get an occupancy permit pursuant to the plans that you approved. And as was just said, I mean, if you want to condemn the property, that's fine, but he's still entitled to the occupancy permit. He relied on a valid permit. He expended $570,000. Nothing's changed, and we request that you give him the permit. Thank you.
Thank you. Chris?
Mr. Mayor, I
I've been here in this town almost 40 years. I contributed in this community for 40 years. My place been as a restaurant for 40 years. Where I like to open up my place again, because I have rented to someone, it's closed for a year, and then I took it over, and I came to the village and I told the building inspector what you want me to bring in order for me to be legally, doing the work. And they told me, you gotta bring a set of plans, what you gonna do? And that's exactly what I did. I present the plans, they look at it, they stamp it, they give me the permit, I spend the money, and now all of a sudden, they don't wanna give me the CO. The building is the same, the land is the same, I didn't touch anything. I got a variance in 1992 when Jim Eschebach was a mayor, and he gave me the variance to extend the building. And since then, I have done nothing to the building, nothing to the land. But right now, I don't know what's holding, I got, no CO for 6 years. I've been paid taxes and everything else. Mr. Mayor, I need your help to help me open up the place.
Thank you. Matthew Walters?
Good evening. My name is Matthew Walters. I'm also here on behalf of Mr. Champas, and kind of bringing everyone I has said that Mr. Champas for the past 7 years has made every good faith effort to bring this piece of property back to life with the goal of opening a restaurant that would serve the community and contribute to the local economy. He's provided a complete and thorough set of plans that were approved by the village, and he's done everything that the village has asked him to do. He's submitted plans, the architectural plans, parking analysis, roof assessments, they've all been approved. He's done the interior work that was requested. He's done all of the life safety work that's been requested. All of that has been acknowledged by the village. He's got a health certificate from the county. All he's waiting for right now is the certificate of occupancy. Even when you go back and work began in 2019, work finished in the 2019, the village eventually asked for a second water buffalo box installation for the property right behind. He did that as well. But again, the village has refused to issue the certificate of occupancy. This is, it's been said time again, he wants a certificate of occupancy and he wants to run his business. He's made that clear to the village many times. But if you're not going to do that, he is entitled to actual movement on the condemnation proceeding. The village made an offer for $400,000 at one point, which is less than he spent in terms of rehabbing and purchasing equipment. That offer was upped to, I believe, $465,000 later. But the only appraisal that's been done and shared shows that this is worth $965,000 before you consider any of the relocation. What I want to finish with is this is a fully rehabbed property that Mr. Champas has put together, and he's done everything right and everything that the village has requested. He followed the rules. He invested in the village, and he's just asking for that certificate of occupancy or that he be given a fair and reasonable offer for the property itself. What should not happen is what's happening now. What should not happen is that the village makes this piece of property sit and rot after 7 years of a good faith effort to bring this back. It's a disservice to Mr. Champas, it's a disservice to the neighborhood, and it's a disservice to the village as a whole. What I do have is a slightly more detailed kind of timeline of what happened. I can hand that out, but with the rest, thank you.
Thank you. And then Mike. We're good? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, on to consent agenda. Madam Clerk, please read consent agenda.
Okay. Item A, approval of the minutes from May 6, 2025, regular village board meeting. Item B, approval of the bills for payment from April 26, 2025 to May 9, 2025 in the amount of $761,051.14. Item C, consideration and approval of a resolution indemnifying and holding harmless the state of Illinois and its Department of Transportation and the County of Lake and its Department of Transportation from all claims and liability arising from the activities associated with traffic control for the Wauconda Park District Triathlon on July 27, 2025. Item D, consideration and approval of a resolution authorizing the approval of a contract with RKM Fireworks Incorporated for the 2025 fireworks display. Item E, consideration and approval of a resolution authorizing the execution of a services agreement with Lakeshore Recycling Systems, LLC, for residential waste, recycling, and yard waste services. Item F, consideration and approval of fiscal year 26 facade grant applications. Item G, consideration and approval of a resolution authorizing the approval of yearly increase of funds for the 2025 professional services agreement for environmental mosquito management with Clark Environmental and approval for the village administrator to terminate the professional services agreement for 2026. Item H, consideration and approval of a resolution authorizing the purchase of a mini excavator from Burris Equipment. Item I, consideration and approval of a resolution authorizing the purchase of an asphalt roller from McCann Industries Incorporated. Item J, consideration and approval of a resolution authorizing the purchase of a Ford F-350 truck from Sutton Ford. And item K, consideration and approval of a motion directing the Plan Commission and Zoning Board of Appeals to consider text amendments to the zoning code for restaurants and other liquor establishments.
Thank you. Quite the list. Any items to be moved or removed from the consent agenda? Hearing none, may I get a motion and a second to approve consideration of the consent agenda by unanimous vote?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Howe?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Strauss?
Yes.
Trustee Stein?
Yes.
And Trustee Gary?
Yes.
Right, I'm sorry, point of order, wasn't there an item that we needed to pull back?
Facade grant applications?
Were you gonna recuse yourself on the facade grant?
Which, was that?
I'm sorry, I thought you were gonna recuse yourself on, facade grant 2026 or
Yeah, patient-
applications?
We were talking about the special meeting on Friday.
Oh, never mind,
Yeah.
all right, I'm sorry, never mind,
Yes, no problem.
pardon me.
Motion does carry. Any questions regarding any items on the consent agenda? Hearing none, make a motion and a second to approve items A through K on the consent agenda by unanimous vote.
So moved.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Trustee Howe?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Strauss?
Yes.
Trustee Stein?
Yes.
Trustee Gary?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion does carry. On to new business. Item A, consideration and approval of an ordinance approving the Wauconda Tax Increment Financing District Number 2 redevelopment plan and project. Administrator Maxson, and you can address items A, B, and C on that as
Thank
well.
you. Sure. So the village has been working on the study process to consider establishing a new TIF district to encompass most of Main Street, south from Lewis Court on the east side of Main Street, or I'm sorry, south from Marlene Court on the south, up to Lewis on the north, for most of Main Street, and some properties along Liberty Street from Maple over to the Docks property. The EDC began working on the eligibility study in May 2024. The eligibility study found that the area qualifies as a conservation TIF, with 50% of the buildings older than 35 years old and meeting the criteria for lack of planning, deterioration, deleterious land use, and inadequate utilities. The village has held the required public meeting, public hearing, and joint review board meetings, published and mailed the required public notices for each of these meetings, and on May 9th, the Joint Review Board directed staff to prepare a report for the Village Board approving the redevelopment project and plan, which you have in front of you tonight. So there are 3 ordinances left. That's what's left to consider this TIF district. Those are on the agenda tonight. The first one is the consideration and approval of an ordinance approving the redevelopment plan and project. The second one adopts TIF increment financing for the area, and the third one designates the redevelopment project area.
Thank you.
And I'll be recusing myself from discussion and votes on these 3 items pursuant to Section N of the TIF Act.
Perfect, thank you.
Yes.
Any questions?
And I think we should probably tell the board with 4 votes.
4 votes, yeah, 4 votes have been needed, otherwise I have to vote. Any other questions? All right, then may I get a motion and a second to approve item A under new business?
So moved?
Second?
Roll call, please.
Trustee Howe, you're recusing yourself, excuse me. Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Strauss?
Yes.
Trustee Stein?
Yes.
And Trustee Gary?
Yes.
Thank you, motion does carry. On to item B, consideration and approval of an ordinance adopting tax increment financing for the Wauconda TIF number 2 redevelopment project area. Any questions regarding item B? Hearing none, may I get a motion and a second to approve item B under new business?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Strauss?
Yes.
Trustee Stein?
Yes.
And Trustee Gary?
Yes.
Thank you, motion does carry. On to item C, consideration and approval of an ordinance designating the Wauconda TIF number 2 redevelopment project area. Any questions regarding item C? Hearing none, may I get a motion and a second to approve item C under new
I'll make the
business?
motion.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Strauss?
Yes.
Trustee Stein?
Yes.
And Trustee Gary?
Yes.
Thank you, motion does carry. Thank you all. On to item 10, public hearing. Public hearing for the annexation of 26609 North Illinois Route 59. Director Anderson.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Board. Your last meeting at May, you motioned and opened to hold a public hearing before the Board of Trustees on this annexation. Tonight, we're here to solicit any questions and concerns from the general public present, have the discussion, close the public hearing, and then upon closing, direct the village staff to the ordinances to annex zone and approve conditional use for a landscape business.
Thank you. Any public comment on that? Hearing none. Let's make a motion to close.
Motion to close.
Give me a motion and second to close the public hearing for the annexation of 26609 North Illinois Route 59.
So moved.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Trustee Howe?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Strauss?
Yes.
Trustee Stein?
Yes.
Trustee Gary?
Yes.
Thank you. Public hearing is closed. On to mayor's report. So tonight we approved our second TIF district for the Main Street area. The TIF is one of the few economic development financing tools available to villages and cities to help spur development. It takes a lot of work and planning to implement a TIF district, and I would like to thank our consultant, Tesman Associates, our staff, and a big thanks to Administrator Madsen, who spearheaded this whole process. It's a daunting and sometimes frustrating task, but your efforts are not going unnoticed, so thank you very much. And tell staff thank you as well. Congratulations to Elise, who was nominated and voted onto the Legacy Project Board as a member at large. She will be serving as the Communications Committee Chair. Legacy Project is a membership of local government professionals empowering the advancement of women in local government. So she's doing a great job there. And I'd like to congratulate Woj on completing the APWA Rhodes Scholar Program last week. This is a 3-year course designed to meet the training needs frontline public work staff. Some of the training focuses on team membership, self-care, snow and ice operations, electrical line safety, asset management, and safety overall, and that's to name a few. In fact, they do get their 10-hour OSHA card as well. And Matt Tennis completed the 2nd year of the training last week as well. I'd like to congratulate Supervisor Knight, Clerk Godoroff, Commissioner Weisbrook, Trustee Whitehead, Trustee Lockmeyer of the Wauconda Township Board as they were sworn in by Judge Tonigan yesterday. And I would like to wish our wonderful administrator a happy birthday, as today is her birthday. Happy birthday. And I look forward to our Memorial Day Parade ceremony next week, Monday. Well, this is the unofficial start to summer. It's a day to honor all who gave the ultimate sacrifice. That's all I have under trustee comments and committee reports.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Happy birthday, Allison.
Thank you.
I just want to clear up the question regarding item F on the consent agenda. The facade grants, only one of them is within what was then the proposed TIF district, and all of the funds and applications had already been reviewed and budgeted for that, so I don't feel that it was related.
You're correct, my apologies.
No, that's okay. In case somebody's watching at home, this is sure. And then I wish everybody a safe and enjoyable Memorial Day weekend.
Thank you. Trustee Shaw.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I want to congratulate Wauconda Grade School on once again winning the District 118 shoe recycling contest for, I think, the 10th year in a row now. So I'm getting the trophy. Trophy made now, you'll get it soon. Other than that, happy birthday again.
Thanks.
That's it. Thank you. Trustee Strauss.
First, we had our Natural Resource Committee meeting tonight. Went over a couple of things. We learned a lot about mosquitoes that I don't think all of us knew, so that was very interesting. I think the biggest takeaway is that you can go to www.clarkwithaneportal.com/hotline, and you can register for updates to know when they're going to be spraying in the area, and also to let them know if you would like them to treat in your backyard, which I thought was very interesting, and I did not know that that was an option. So definitely check that out if you have not. We also talked about updates with the lake, which if you got your newsletter, which you should have, and if you didn't, definitely be checking that online shortly, because that was mainly about natural resources and the lake, so a lot of new updates on that. We had some updates about the registration for boat stickers, which is going to be ongoing pretty much every weekend throughout the summer, so you should be able to check that out on social media, on our police website to see where they're going to be, but definitely get that done sooner rather than later, so you don't have to be searching for them out on the lake. Other than that, congratulations to both Elise and Roche. And I do want to let everyone know, because I keep forgetting to do this, that I am selling raffle tickets for the parade. They are $20 a piece. If you do not get them from me, you can also go to the Facebook website for the American Legion. You do not need to be present to win, and the drawing will be at the American Legion Post at 2:30 on Memorial Day. Otherwise, hopefully I'll see everybody at the parade. That's all I have.
Perfect. Thank you. Mr. Stein.
Just happy birthday to Allison. I'll second. Thanks for all your hard work on the TIF.
Thank you.
That's it.
Thank you. Trustee Gary.
My only comment is I'm really happy to get this far with the TIF. It's good hard work on a lot of people's part. Excited about the potential for our downtown, so looking forward to seeing that happen. And happy birthday, Allison.
Thank you.
I may get a motion and a second to go into executive session for Illinois Compiled Statutes 120-2-C-1 and 120-2-C11, and directly adjourn from executive session.
So moved.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Trustee Howe?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Strauss?
Yes.
Trustee Stein?
Yes.
Trustee Gary?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries at 6:28.
You moved that, didn't you?
Go to the back.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go stop the video and then I'll.
28.
See y'all later.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
Thanks for coming, gentlemen.
Are we staying in here?
Well,